Man, another good day for us. Just good to get out here and compete a little bit, introducing some situational ball. Guys are continuing to work their way back into the fold from a participation standpoint, the guys that have missed some time for a variety of reasons or another. And that's a part of this process, man. We're going to start to lean in on this Philadelphia opportunity that we have this week, but we had a couple more days where we're focused specifically on Steelers versus Steelers. We're very much in development. You know, there is an element of game planning as you continue to go into stadiums, but we're not there yet. This will be Philadelphia's first game, and so we're treating it in a lot of ways like a first opportunity. So we're going to remain focused and be Steelers versus Steelers, particularly at the front part of the week. We won't transition our attentions toward that game until much later in the week. So we're just excited to get out here and sharpen the iron on the iron and compete a little bit and continue to learn and grow and display our talents. And that's a part of this process as well. Questions?
Mike, are you doing 2 minute a little more this camp, and how does that reveal a quarterback?
You know, for us, 2 minute is dictated by the number of quarterbacks we're working with or need to get a look at. And so we're working 4 guys, and so it probably requires more of an effort on our part. You know, also just the time is somewhat condensed. And so we just want to make sure that we're checking all the boxes as it pertains to situational ball. And if we err, we want to err on the side of getting too much exposure than not enough.
But is that a big thing for the QBs when it comes time to separate them?
No doubt. Just the management of circumstances, the leadership of guys within circumstances, it's a big component of play.
Mike, you talked about guys having a chance to seize opportunities. What's been your impression of Rashad Heyward so far?
Man, I think he's done an excellent job. You know, he has the mannerisms and the demeanor of a veteran, and that's needed, particularly when we're going through the transition that we're going through at that group, when we're missing some guys or work at that group. His level of maturity and experience is showing, and it's an asset to him and to us.
Mike, when you're trying to evaluate guys you don't know much about, is there a way to quantify what you see, for example, on Thursday versus what you see on a day-to-day basis, or how does that work?
You know, Thursday is weighted differently. It's in stadium. It's real football. Out here, we're conducting football-like drills. Now, we try to make it as football-like as we can, and that's probably why we maybe tackle more than most when we're carrying pads, to elevate the opportunities to evaluate out here. We're evaluating in all circumstances, but no question the in-stadium stuff is weighted differently because you're not speculating in any way. You're getting a chance to evaluate their pedigree, you're getting a chance to evaluate their playmaking, their football intellect situationally. You're answering all the questions in those environments.
Mike, how's Devin Bush? You've had him back for a couple of weeks. How's he look?
Doing great. Working hard, getting better every day. Excited about getting him back on the grass.
Mike, what's his relationship like with Cam Heyward? I think their dads played together. You know, it seems like ever since Devin came in, Cam kind of took him under his wing as a first rounder. Is that kind of a unique bond?
Cam does the talking, he does the listening. That's the nature of their relationship.
You got against 22 as much as you'd like, and how's that going, particularly the pass coverage?
We're just getting there. And again, like I mentioned earlier when I opened, we're starting to bring some of these guys back to full participation, and that's a target. That's a competitive target for him. And so he got some of those opportunities yesterday, and he'll get more of them as we continue. It's good for him, and it's good for 22 as well.
And Dotson got back with the second team. How was he?
Man, I can't tell you. I'll look at the tape first. It was good to have him back out there today.
Did he go with the twos because you like what Coward's done with the ones, or is there any rhyme or reason?
He has done nothing to earn first-team reps. What are we talking about? He's a second-year guy that hadn't worked.
Like, it seems like you and Cam Heyward have a running joke about Cam's age. Does he have old guy tendencies, or he's just old guy on this team?
You know, when he was a young guy, we used to talk hypothetically about a certain day when he would be that guy, when he looked up to guys like Aaron Smith and stuff like that. And he just, you know, at that time, that point in his career just seemed forever and a day. And I just like to remind him that he's there.
When you guys do one-on-ones like the outside backers covering the tight end, do you ever keep track of that? And, you know, who's got the wins, who's got the losses?
We keep track of it, but not in the way that you suggest. It's just a competitive spirit that we want to instill in them, man. You know, everybody knows what the good reps or the challenging reps are. The guys want to cover Ebron, for example, because he has strength in that area. And so if you cover him, you get an opportunity to cover him again. If you don't, then you got to drop down and cover someone else. And so in that sense, we keep score in a competitive way, but not anything that we keep a ledger on.
How's Cam doing in that drill?
Cam is losing a heck of a lot more than he's winning. But he's got a competitive spirit, doesn't he? You know?
Did he sneak into that against Ebron on his own, or did you guys put him out there?
He is always looking for competition. He thinks he's an oversized athlete. Notice that I said he thinks he's an oversized athlete.
Mike,
how
back
would
when
you say assess how your locker room's done, kind of backfill in the leadership that you may have lost?
Man, we'll never know until we get it real adversity. You can trick yourself into talking about that crap this time of year. Nah, man, it's the journey that reveals the answers to those questions.
Are there any encouraging early signs?
I'm not looking for it. That'd be comfort seeking. We're just working to get this group better.
back when you were scouting guys like Lawrence Timmons, did you get to know Bobby Bowden at all? Do you have much of a relationship?
Man, I worked in Tampa, man, years ago when I had an opportunity to work with guys like Derek Brooks and Warwick Dunn. And yes, I had an opportunity to meet Coach, but man, his legacy lives on not only in his wins and losses, but in the lives and the impact of men like those two I mentioned. Man, his football legacy is cemented. I extend my condolences to his family, and equally as important, his football family, because I know how guys like Derek Brooks and Warwick Dunn felt about that man, and it speaks to his greatness.
Anything else?
Thank you, guys.
Thanks, Mike.